Did cryptocurrency just have one of the biggest bear traps in its history? And what does the future of cryptocurrency look like? Well, today I want to talk about the future of cryptocurrency as a whole, and then a couple of the potential options that we might have in the markets, as well as a potential $8 trillion industry inside of crypto that I don't think everyone has quite taken seriously enough yet. So we're going to be looking at some predictions from JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley, as well as a lot of the other news that we have happening right now. And also take a look at just the charts and the general markets and see what the sentiment looks like as we are pushing higher every day now, and as Bitcoin is testing some of its largest resistance levels in this downtrend so far. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you stick around for the entire length of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. And if you like this content, definitely consider subscribing and hitting that like button as well. But let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart, get into the news, and then come back to the charts. But the market, as we can see over the last day or so, is for the most part still green. We're seeing about a 1 to 2% gain across the market, but we are now seeing just a little bit of consolidation on Bitcoin and a lot of these altcoins on this daily chart. Of course, one of the outliers that we've seen in the past couple days has been Near Protocol. They have just been on an absolute rip. They're up almost 22 to 23% on the week. Cosmos, another great weekly performer. But crypto as a whole here, as we can go to the Bitcoin chart, and again, we'll take a look at the altcoins in just a second. Bitcoin seeing a really nice recovery from this multi-month support line, and for altcoins it's even larger than this, but Bitcoin seeing a really nice recovery up to this 200 moving average, where it's starting to see a little bit of resistance. And this has been a very crucial point for Bitcoin, because it's used this as former support a lot and then turned into resistance for the past couple of months now. So I really do see this as a key and crucial moment for Bitcoin. But I want to go through some of the news over here and talk about this potential $8 trillion industry in just a moment. But there was more and more billionaires, and this has been a common theme of the channel. There's been more billionaires coming out and saying, hey, we admit that we're wrong, or we are now accumulating more cryptocurrency. And this is the case once again. Company founder Ken Griffith has backtracked on his anti-crypto stance and wants his firm to offer digital assets to its clients this year. So he is acting very fast, trying to get this to happen, as he is saying, all right, we were probably wrong about this crypto thing. It probably is here to stay, and there is a big future in it. So more and more billionaires, we're seeing this on a regular basis, are saying, you know, we're probably wrong in the past and we regret not getting in. This truly does have intrinsic value, and us as some of the wealthiest, potentially most knowledgeable business people in the world who really know what's going on behind the scenes, they're saying that this is worth making an investment in, and they wouldn't be doing that if they didn't see the long-term value. So I do see this as a continually good thing for cryptocurrency. But also adding into this point, Morgan Stanley says that they see an $8 trillion metaverse market opportunity, and this is in China alone. And they go on to talk about why they think that this is going to be possible, and how VR headsets and other things can kind of play into this. But think about this, you know, if and it would make sense, because what the metaverse is going to be used to do is to kind of escape reality and escape your 9 to 5 job, and to escape maybe some of the problems that you have in the real world and escape into the metaverse. And so that's why they're seeing that in China alone, this could be an $8 trillion industry. And so that begs the question, what could the market cap of this be if the entire world was factored in? You know, maybe it's a 10 trillion, maybe it just stays at a 9 trillion, maybe it's 20 trillion. At the end of the day, you know, this isn't a prediction to say that it's going to be an $8 trillion industry tomorrow or next month, not even next year, but saying the long-term potential of this in the years to come, maybe 5, 10, 15 years down the future, this could be a multi-trillion dollar industry. Now, Metaverse Crypto Decentraland is up after JP Morgan calls the niche a $1 trillion opportunity as well, saying that the metaverse can easily be a $1 trillion industry. And for those of you who do not know, it is nowhere near a $1 trillion industry right now. I mean, you have big brands like Walmart, Nike, Adidas, and even JP Morgan actually getting into the metaverse. JP Morgan is one of the first banks inside of the metaverse, but you have all these big companies getting in. Why? Because they see the true long-term potential that the metaverse offers. And we're in the very early stages of this. Imagine back to the internet days when the internet was first coming out. That's kind of where crypto is at now. People don't fully understand and grasp what the metaverse can be. People back in the internet days would have had no idea that you can go to something like Amazon and buy anything and everything that you want all online and have it shipped to your house next day if you want to. And I think that we're starting to just scratch the surface of the metaverse, and who knows where the metaverse is going to be 5 to 10 years down the future, and it could look entirely different, much like the early internet days did. Now, I want to come back to a couple of the other opportunities that we have in the news. We have like Airbnb getting in. We have a airdrop coming out of Ukraine after $33 million has been raised, and also how women in the industry are growing. And this is actually a big need where there's not a lot, and this goes in to talk about how there is a big opportunity if you want to work in the industry, especially if you're a female, because there's less representation there. But going back to the charts over here, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, and then we're going to go back to the altcoins. But Bitcoin overall, we are in this nice little uptrend. And I think my favorite thing about this chart over here is that Bitcoin is seeing support, and then another support from all the way back in June, and then again in July, and then we're seeing support in January and now February, and we're using this very consistently. And we have this climbing level of support with a relatively same level of resistance. And so I think Bitcoin, as it approaches between like 46 to 48K, this is going to be a really crucial area for Bitcoin and how it decides what it wants to do next. Why? Because this has been an area that it has struggled before. What was previously support is now turned resistance. If we go over and we want to look at the one-day RSI and the MACD is on the rise right now, and the RSI is also on the rise, but it's still, as we can see, not above those previous levels yet, as neither is the MACD either. So this is an area that I'm watching for Bitcoin. If we want to go to the total too and look at what the entirety of the altcoin market cap is looking like, this guy is looking very, very similar. And as I'm looking at this, there is a very, very confirmed and consistent resistance line that the entirety of the altcoin market is getting squeezed into right now. We can see that this downtrend from November all the way up to where we're at right now, nearly a 4 to 5 month downtrend resistance, is now meeting a near 13-month long support. And so the altcoin market is squeezing very, very, very heavily. And I'm going to talk about this in a lot more detail on the Crypt Nation. So if you're a member of Crypt Nation, of course, I say this all the time, but you get all my technical analysis and all my updates way before everyone else on there. You get it in a lot more detail, and you're free to ask me any questions that you have. So if you're not a member of Crypt Nation, I think it's a really great community and something that I have linked in the description down below if you do want to join it. But we're going to be covering this in some more detail on there. But that's just my current thoughts on the technical analysis of this market. But let's talk about how women's interest in crypto have been growing. It's so ironic that I get this text, because literally in the past week, I had two of my very good women friends reach out to me and actually talk to me about cryptocurrency in the space. One just trying to learn more about it, and another one that's trying to actually work in the space. And I had great conversations with them, and it was actually just about this, about how there's a need for this in the industry. And so if you're a woman trying to decide, should I get into crypto, should I not? This could be a really good potential opportunity for you, because there is definitely a demand for it and a very, very little supply. So we've talked about crypto jobs. I feel like we talk about it every week or two on this channel, just about the different opportunities that there is to work in cryptocurrency, because there is an ongoing need for people to work in cryptocurrency. So if you are interested, I highly advise building yourself a little bit of a crypto resume and applying to some jobs, because it's a great industry to work in. And there clearly is a lot of opportunity and potential for you, no matter what side of the field you're on. You don't have to be a programmer to work in crypto. I work in crypto full time, and I do not know how to code at all. So, you can be editing, you can be a speaker, you can be a reporter, you can be a writer. There's a lot of different ways to go about that. Now, going back, let's go ahead or I guess moving forward, Airbnb is looking to support crypto while focusing on free housing for over 100,000 Ukrainian refugees. This basically comes because Ukraine is working a lot. They're actually transacting more in crypto right now than they are in their national fiat currency, the hryvnia. And so because of this, Airbnb is potentially looking to support cryptocurrency, and I would imagine that eventually their support for crypto would expand beyond just Ukraine, but they're also trying to do this to help support Ukraine and their needs right now, because there is a lot going on over there. And I'm sure the mighty algorithm might shadow ban me for just even talking about this, but for whatever reason, YouTube's algorithm doesn't like me mentioning this stuff, and I usually get in trouble. But nonetheless, this is something that's really cool. I think this is a really good thing that they're trying to just help people out. They're trying to give housing. They're trying to give accessibility. And no matter, which way you look at this truly is a good thing because they're trying to help civilians out, and they're trying to do this through cryptocurrency. So this just shows that crypto is becoming more mainstream at the end of the day. And I think we can all agree that we like that as connoisseurs of cryptocurrency. And finally, let's talk about this because Ukraine says there's an airdrop confirmed after receiving $33 million in cryptocurrency donations in less than a week. And you actually had one of the founders of Polkadot coming in saying that he was going to make a $5 million donation as well. So Ukraine said airdrop has been confirmed. The snapshot will be taken tomorrow, March 3rd at 6 p.m. Kiev time. Could be wrong. I believe that's 8 a.m. Pacific. Don't quote me on that. But there is an airdrop coming over here as well. We saw El Salvador actually do this, and I think they talk about this. Yeah, right here. They talk about how El Salvador previously airdropped $30 worth of Bitcoin to each of its citizens last year. So we could be seeing Ukraine doing something very, very similar, I believe tomorrow morning if you're in the United States. You might just have to do a little bit of a conversion on this time. It says UTC to GMT plus 2 hours, and that's supposed to be 6 p.m. So that is the cryptocurrency news and market analysis for the day. I think going back to this idea of we could have seen one of the biggest bear traps in crypto history because people really were panicking when crypto was getting low, despite there being support, despite the cryptocurrency markets have a long-term trend of dipping very hard and then recovering very hard. We have a history of this in crypto. People still freak out. Now, does that mean the bottom is in? No, absolutely not. Anyone who claims to know the markets with complete certainty, they're probably lying to you because they're not going to be accurate 100% of the time. But the one thing that we can say is that if history repeats itself, which, tends to do in cryptocurrency will recover, and that just will happen with time. And so I'm really not focused too much on the potential downside of crypto because I think that there is so much bullish sentiment as we continue to cover this all in the news, and the chart doesn't look half bad. The chart doesn't look half bad either, as there is good squeezes coming on and strong bounces from support. So if you did enjoy this video, consider hitting the like and subscribe button, drop me a comment in the comment section down below, and check out the links as well because we have a free conference coming up where we're interviewing something like 30 of the top leaders inside of cryptocurrency. I believe 30 to 40 of the leaders in crypto. I'm talking CEOs, COOs, CTOs, where we're getting people from popular blockchains and crypto platforms that you all know and love, and I'm going to be one of the lead interviewers on it. So if you like the way that I make my videos and how I'm going to be asking questions, you're really going to like these interviews. We're talking about the metaverse and Web3 and what their products are and NFTs and all that cool stuff. So it's a really cool free opportunity for all of you to learn more about it. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you all next time.